Good morning. I am going to, if I can find it, going up a trail called the Art Smith here in Palm Desert. And there's some confusion as to where exactly it starts. Because there's a Hop-Along Cassidy trail. And I believe that goes to the right. The Art Smith goes way back there. I've heard it actually goes all the way to Cathedral City. And the starting point here is Palm Desert, right off of Highway 74. Although, if you look at all trails, the Art Smith is like a 12.5-mile out and back. But I've heard it goes all the way to Cat City. Stand by, someone's coming. My plan today was to go 2 to 3 miles in and back out. Because the Art Smith is designated as hard, and not strenuous, but hard. Probably because of the elevation game and the length of it. So I figured, great trail for climbing practice. You just got to make sure I get on the right trail. And check out this mud, you guys. This whole wash is still super muddy from the rain we've been having. Well, thank goodness it's pretty clearly marked. Art Smith Trail, 1977. And then we pan over. See all those people climbing. It's pretty steep. At least at first, and then I heard it levels out before it climbs again. So, Michelle's gonna get a lot of practice in today. So I'm about a little bit more than halfway up that climb. Examine to the wash. If you see that main road, that's actually Highway 74. And eventually we'll go up to the Paradise Valley Cafe. But right now, the rain took it out, so the road's actually closed. I don't know how far up it's closed right now. Just got on the other side of the bridge. From what I've heard from people, from this point, it goes up and down, but that first couple of tenths of the mile was the worst. Oh, wow. Those people down there are, I think that's Bighorn, which is a resort living community. And I've seen some of those houses. I used to, one summer, or one spring, I drove for Uber during the festivals and left. I drove for them too, just to make some extra money. And I dropped off a couple of people up here. I'm like, oh my gosh. People, this is where the 1% live. It's really nice. You can see the trail zigzagging upward again. It's not warm, but I'm getting warm because of exertion, so I might have to take off my top layer soon. This reminds me of a ride at Disneyland, and those of you who have been there will probably guess it before I even say it. Doesn't this remind you of Big Thunder? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the little roller coaster. This is a really neat trail. You just saw the forecast of that picture I just took. Hopefully, if it turned out. So it's a nice hiking day. And I have news. New piece of gear. I was talking to Mike Lawrence, who's also a fellow PCT 2019er. He's going towards the end of March. But he had this, and he had this mesh thing, and he picked it from Justin UL. He has an Etsy page. in his, he's advertised on Facebook too. But I'm like, you know what? Although little straps were working okay, they would slip a lot because of the type of bottles that I prefer to use. So I'm like, you know what? It's not going to be that much more expensive. Let me contact Justin and see if he's still selling. And he was. So I ordered it. And he lives in Blue Jay, or it came from Blue Jay, which is so close to here. Literally, I probably got it within 1 day of him shipping it. But anyways, I'm trying it out. I tested it last night. It weighs like nothing. And I'm liking it so far. So I think it's a keeper. Thank you, Mike, for getting back to me from who you bought that from. And thank you, Justin, for being an awesome inventor. Because it's compatible with probably any kind of a backpack. Super easy to put on my ULA. Cactuses are even starting to blossom. This does happen every spring, but yeah, he's just starting out. Sorry, my shadow's getting in the way. It's pretty. I got a lot of these flowers. I don't know if these are considered blue lupin. Got a lot of those coming up in this region. Look at this panorama. Any green you see is a golf course. It's a pretty clear day today. This is, you can tell where it goes from here. Looks like it winds up. So I see some people coming down. And it cuts behind some stuff. And I'm assuming, I don't know if you can see that little trace of a trail right there. And then it looks like it winds down and drops because I see it, a distinct trail there until it starts to climb again. And then even further out, you can see more of the trail. And I'm assuming it's Art Smith. It goes. This upcoming part is pretty steep. Man. So I'm almost an hour into the hike. Not quite. Not quite yet. I think I've made some good progress, but whew. Some parts of this trail can get really steep. I guess you have to, whoa. I guess you have to do that to get views like this, right? Wow. Some switchbacks. Look at this guy way up on top. Now that's a good break point. Have lunch right there or something. I wanted to stop earlier, but I keep getting swarmed by gnats. Man, this is bad. This is worse than that initial climb that I did. That's okay. That's what I'm here for, right? I read somewhere on All Trails that this goes up over the 6 point something miles. It goes up like over 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles. What? 2,000 feet of inclination. I don't see that, honestly. Unless it goes, I don't know how much higher we can get. Unless it's going to go way out to those mountains and climb up to the top of them, then maybe I can see 2,000 feet. Yeah, Michelle's not going to make that today. But still, whew, I'm beat. Still have lots of time though, so I'm going to keep going after I catch my breath. So we've come to a split. Smith continues that way and it goes all up. In fact, I can see somebody up there. And this one is the Hopalong Cassidy. Yep, that's what it's called. I want to stay on the Art Smith, but I wanted to check this out, the view. cool to climb up on top of. That might be a lunch break spot right there. Maybe. Oh, okay, so what I was seeing from earlier, it looks like it's the Hopalong Cassidy. And the Art Smith continues up. So, not sure how far it goes. The Hopalong Cassidy's long then. Wow. All right, let's go back to the Art Smith. I'm gonna keep hiking. Aw, he ran away. He knew I was zooming in on him. He was saying to me a little while ago, oh my God. And here I thought I was at the top of the summit. But no, there's more switchbacks. God. So I don't know if you guys can see this spectacular view behind me. It's amazing. I think I'm almost at the top, but we all know not to trust that. I've got about 15 minutes left on my climb time before I have to turn around and go back. There's people coming up behind me. Latest. If it was a little bit more bushier, this would be prime mountain lion country. Sit on top of a rock and wait for me to walk underneath it. Kitty! And I'm still not to the top of the climb. Man, that climb was brutal. Brutal. I'm kind of on a flat right now. I'm not sure exactly where it's going, so I'm going to follow it. It's about time. It's time to turn around, actually, but I'm going to follow it till it starts to climb again and then turn around. I've heard from a couple of people that this trail actually has some palm oases really deep back there. I'm not sure how far, but that would be kind of cool to see. I don't think I'm going to make the oasis today. It's time to turn around. Continues going up there. This is a view of the Santa Rosa Mountains behind Palm Desert. And actually, one of those peaks back there should be centered right in the middle. It has a little bit of snow still left on it. It's set further back in the mountains in the front. Like, I don't know what the elevation of that is, but I'm surprised there's still snow left on it. Let me walk back so you get a view of the valley. There's Palm Desert and the eastern part of the Coachella Valley that way. Very nice. I don't know how far I've gotten. I only hiked for about 2 hours, and it'll be probably a little bit less than that going back. But I've got my Garmin on, and it's pinging, so I'm going to look at that and see if I can tell how far I've gotten in the time and all that. I'm sure it's been slow. With that kind of inclination going uphill, maybe 1 mile an hour. No. I'll check it out when I get home, and hopefully before I edit the video, so I can actually put it on the video. If you're interested in that kind of thing. Let's start hiking down and get home so we can watch the Oscars. on my way down and came across some people that I passed earlier today, and they're like, I'm like, I didn't make it to the Oasis. They're like, oh, you're almost there. I'm like, really? Don't want to hear that. Because literally, maybe if I went up one more little uphill, maybe I would have seen it, but oh well. They said it wasn't, that it's dying, so it's nothing to look at. I'm like, okay. So I think this is the last uphill. It doesn't look too steep, but my legs are shot. And after that, it should be all downhill. It's been pretty downhill until this last like couple of tenths of a mile has been uphill again. But yeah, it's definitely a workout, man. Well, I needed to do it. It hasn't been fun, but I know it's just going to make the PCT a little bit more pleasant to deal with. So I'm coming down the trail, and trying to train myself. That is a good camping spot for one tent. At least a one-person tent, maybe even a two. Be a little bit snug of a spot for a two, but that's pretty good. And it's level. Just got to get those sharp rocks out of the way. Made it back to the muddy wash. I did a little time check a little bit earlier, and I swear it takes me, let's see, it's 1:05. So it took me twice as long to go uphill than it did to come back down. And that down was sketchy too. I had to slow down for that. But man. What, did I go the right way? Yes, I remember this. Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's like twice as long going uphill than it is going downhill for me. And that's how bad I am going up hills. So, which is why I took this hard trail, because it has a lot of elevation gain throughout it. And I'm like, okay, that's what I need practice on. So I'm hoping doing trails like this will make the PCT not as brutal, but we'll see. We'll see in a little over a month. Crazy. Phew, I can't even imagine doing that in hot weather, seriously. Yeah, that's crazy. It was a good workout, good trail. I have no idea how far I went. I have to look that up online. I'll look it up on my Garmin and tell you guys, or insert it here. That's how far I went. Also, I have been nominated by Tiki Bird Tracy to do a luxury video about luxury items I'm bringing along on the hike. I have to think about them because I'm not positive which ones would be considered luxury. Some people would say my glasses, because they're sunglasses, but they are prescription glasses. I don't know if you can see how... it's not focusing. Like, I can tell if it's even focusing. Come on. My eyesight's terrible, so I can't see a thing without them, but if you can tell by the thickness of the lens, yeah, they're not luxury items. They're a necessity, unfortunately. Yeah. So it's either regular glasses and sunglasses. I'm bringing both along the trail. But I'll think about it, and I'll put out another video a little bit later this week on my luxury items. And I already have 2 people in mind that I want to nominate. Well, one... Actually, they're both couples, so that would be 4 people? I don't know. I'm gonna shoot him a message and make sure it's okay with him to do it. Maybe he'll just do it anyways. Alright, well, if you guys like what you saw, click like. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and click the little bell for future notifications. Alright, you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time.